deck, climbed down the fire escape, and went 1 block over to the Cumberland Farm store. We wanted a breath of air conditioning, and we were thinking also about popsicles, red ones. I had a couple dollars in my pocket from the last time I'd seen my father. He was always good for a little bit of money, and the fact that it was just about all he was good for didn't make me appreciate the cash less. It wasn't really his fault that he was so useless. My dad was afraid of our mother. He kept out of her way. On the few occasions they were in the same room together, he wouldn't even meet her eyes. I didn't blame him for it too much. I understood. She was unpredictable. I remember that night so well. "We have to bring a popsicle back for Emmy," Callie said, her flip-flops slapping against the pavement. "We can put it in the freezer for tomorrow." I grunted. I didn't think there was enough money for 3 popsicles, but if Callie wanted to sacrifice her own for you, knowing you would drip half of it onto your shirt, that was her business. For me, it was hard enough knowing that we couldn't stay long at the store or even out on the street where there was sometimes a breeze from the ocean a few blocks away. If you woke up and found you were alone, you might be scared. I'd decided we'd risk being away 15 minutes. I glanced at my watch. It was only just before 8:30, and the sun hadn't quite gone below the horizon. Doubt suddenly pushed at me. If you woke, or if our mother returned unexpectedly. "Don't worry, Emmy won't wake up," Callie said. When it came to you, little sister, we always knew what the other was thinking. "And we'll be right back." "Okay," I said. But I made a mental note to get us back in 10 minutes rather than 15, just in case. And next time, I'd let Callie go to the store alone. She was old enough, really. I'd stay with you, or bring you, maybe. It was hard to figure out what would be the safest thing to do for all 3 of us all the time. But it was my job. As we pushed open the door to the Cumberland Farms and were greeted by a glorious blast of cool air, I was thinking that in a year and a half, I could maybe go out by myself at night and trust Callie with you. Even if I could only do that once in a while, it would really help. I could get over to the ocean at night, walk the causeway, hang out with some of the guys from school. Maybe I could even talk to this one girl I sort of liked. If our mother were out, anyway, it would be okay to leave you girls alone, I thought. I'd still be careful that you weren't alone with her when she came home after her Saturday night outings. That wouldn't be hard, considering she rarely came home before 2 or 3 in the morning, if at all. Then I saw him. Murdoch. Okay, I saw him, but I didn't really see him. That came a few minutes later. I just glanced around the store. There was a teenager at the cash register behind the front candy counter. A huge, barrel-shaped man stood in front of the counter with a little boy, smaller even than you were then. And Murdoch. Of course, I didn't know his name then, and his date, a woman I never saw again, were in line behind the man with the boy. Callie and I headed straight for the ice cream freezer, and we just reached it when the yelling began. We whipped around. It was the barrel-shaped man and the little kid. The man had grabbed the boy by the upper arms and yanked him into the air. He was screaming in his face while the kid's legs dangled. "What did you just do?" The little kid was clutching a package of Reese's Pieces, and he started keening, his voice a long, terrified wail, his small body rigid. The big man, his father, shook him hard and kept doing it. "I'll teach you to take things without permission, spend my money without asking." And then the other man, the one I later knew was called Murdoch, was between the father and the son. Murdoch snatched the little kid away from his father and put the kid down behind him. Then Murdoch swiveled back. Emmy. I like to freeze the memory in my mind and just look at Murdoch. He was a medium kind of man, medium height, medium build, hair shaved close to the skull.